The general theme is how does it feel to be a hypocrite?
Right. Well, he sounds like a royal dirtbag.
I was wrong about something.
Magnificent! Magnificent! Magnificent!
If we can be with ourselves, if we can understand ourselves, we can love.
It's not my fault nobody can understand what you're saying.
Let's go while we're young.
3, 2, 1. Just introduce yourself and tell me what you ate for breakfast.
Hey, good morning, Matt Logan. It's Friday. Feeling much better today. Thanks again for all your messages, all your comments. I know I have quite a few people to get back to yet, but hey, look, I mentioned Dr. Moreau, the island of Dr. Moreau, H.G. Wells yesterday, and meddling, and see, the thing that brought that to kind of the forefront of my mind was just people talking about vaccines again, and I should have gotten it, and it just a whole thing. So that got me thinking about some work that I had done on some different presentations, I suppose you could call them, that I had given on meddling and how to get involved versus trying to manipulate and meddle in something and things like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to unpack that in kind of a series. But let's actually, if you're new here, I had some messages like, what's this about? Well, basically, roll out of bed, morning hair, and it's about kind of that conversation around a breakfast campfire, I guess I've called it in the past. And that is just, you're with a group of friends and you're just sharing your thoughts and your ideas and opinions and things that have just been on your mind. I did go down the path of trying to take a lot of your, ideas and input and what you wanted to talk about and what you would like me to research and sort of share my thoughts. I did that, a lot of that actually, over the first 2 months doing the show here. And it was just simply, quite honestly, people were just not happy with some of the outcome, because when I do research on something, I really, really try to do it in a non-biased way as much as possible. Yes, I have my bias, but I try to look at all kinds of different sources and comments and people that maybe were actually there, and all the different analytical numbers and things like that. So here we are. I'm just going to do this on things that I feel that I want to talk about, and maybe things that I've already talked about in the past, and unpack them in a little bit different way. So that's what the show is about. But I posted this in May of 2020, and it's from J.K. Rowling. I believe it was chapter 15 of the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone, or whatever us Americans called it in the Harry Potter series. But it was a bit too late to repair the damage, but Harry swore to himself not to meddle in things that weren't his business from now on. And I think that's so powerful. And, I posted that like almost 5 years ago already. It's still as powerful to me today. So what I want to do in this series is just kind of remember what the island of Dr. Moreau is. One is it was, this guy was shipwrecked, if memory serves. He was rescued, dropped off at the island of Dr. Moreau. Dr. Moreau was, of course, doing all kinds of mad scientist stuff, trying to splice creatures with man, and trying to plants and trees and whatever, and splice them together, and all these different weird meddling things. And then it also reminded me of Orphan Black is a TV show that I watched, and they're clones in them, and kind of the same idea. In fact, this guy thought he could prolong his life. He said he was 170 years old. If you want to watch the show, I won't give it away, I guess. But at any rate, it's just a meddling. Should we meddle? What is meddling? Are you a meddler? That's basically some of the things that I want to unpack. We're going to really dig into it next week. Right now, it's Friday. I'm going to be short today. I think that I want to let me actually even back up. I want to let you know I've got some more gifts that I'm going to be able to give away. So we're going to start doing that on Monday. In fact, I've found a way that in the system here, wherever you're watching, we're supposed to be able to do that. I did test it a little bit, but the only way to actually figure out if it works is to do it. So on Monday, we're going to be doing that, and I'll explain more about that. It can only be done during the live show. So if you end up watching this later on, the giveaway would have already happened and things like that. So, but here's how I've unpacked it. I've unpacked it in what is meddling. I've unpacked it in when is someone meddling versus when someone's being helpful, because I think that's also extremely important to really know and understand. And then, are you a meddler? I know that none of us want to think we are, but I believe most of us at least have been, or maybe continue to be in certain ways, in certain aspects. And I just want to unpack that in those different ways. And so that will probably be 3 different days that we just can unpack those each quick, kind of absorb them and things like that. Website is being built for some of these worksheets as well. There's a lot of background things on shinybrand.com that's being done and stuff, so that there's all these different resources for you to have as well. So today is a sort of an information thing. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all the messages. I'm nearly 100% now. 3 days off this week was quite intense, and I'm not really familiar with being knocked out quite that hard and completely for so long. But I'll see you Monday. I hope you have a good weekend. If you're in, the United States, it's been really cold in a lot of areas, and it's supposed to be here in Minnesota in like the 30s this weekend. So I hope that you can enjoy, get out, breathe a little bit of that warmer air. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
You know what I just saw?
Who is this guy?
I call myself Podcast because of my podcast.
I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
So it's done.
It's done.